Okay, now to the last aspect, designing page with page builder and site responsiveness. So we have talked about page builder and I've shown you part of the page builder when I want to install plugin the other time. Now, what do we mean by site responsiveness? Let me bring it down like this, that when we are talking about a site is responsiveness, it means that the ability for that site to be able to show correctly both on desktop, iPad and Android phone. It is the ability for that desktop to be able to show on all devices. There are some websites when you check them on desktop, when it comes to mobile phone, the way they will be showing will be totally different. They will be scattered. In fact, you will not like it to stay on that website. You will not like it to stay on that website. So it is the site responsiveness of that website. That is why it look like that. That's why it look like that. So to correct all those things, that is the reason why site responsiveness is there. There are some items also that when you check the desktop you will see it there, but when you are checking the mobile phone you will not see it there. It is the site responsiveness. So the ability for the site to show correctly on all other sites. So I'll be telling us, so we will not be building too much now. When we get to building full blog site, another website will be building, then I will say it to us. I will explain much, then we can see how to use much of them. So now after adding your pages, you have added your page, then you have installed your Elementor. Come to Elementor and click on settings. When you come here, make sure that under post type everything that is here is tick. When they are tick, save it. After saving, come back to your pages. Click on the page you want to build. Click on edit. I open the blog here so that we can see. This is our blog page. You will see that there is nothing here, but let's come back here. All your pages will see edit with Elementor because we have installed Elementor. Click on edit with Elementor. Click on edit with Elementor. Let it finish loading. It's loading Elementor for us. Wow, how it will load. It has finished loading Elementor. Now this is what we see. You can see that we cannot do anything now. I drag this thing here, we cannot do it. You see, everything here, they are called the elements which we are going to be using to build our site. Is it image, is it text you want to use? Everything will be here. And there are some plugins also that when you install it and you go to the settings, I said you should go under Elementor and click on them. Those plugins will be there. The reason why those plugins will be there is that so that Elementor will be able to read them. By the time Elementor will read them, all their elements will be here. You will see it here. So all the elements that are here, they are the elements that you can use to build your website, except those that are locked. Those that are locked are pro version. You can see it say pro. They are pro version, but because we are using free version of Elementor, then we cannot use those ones that are locked. But the new one you are installing using plugin, you will see it there. Let me do one thing before we continue. Let me install let me come to plugin, install plugin, and install one Elementor add-on plugins, and you will see what I'm talking about. Add plugin. Let me click on Elementor, so it will show every plugins that do with Elementor we have. Let me come and click on unlimited element for Elementor. No, I don't want to install that one now because it has a lot of processing. Let's install essential add-on for Elementor. Activate it. Now, this is the plugin we just installed. Set it up. Basics. What are the things you want them to display? Just click on everything that are here. Just click on everything. Click on everything under form. You know, all these things you are clicking, you may not need all, but I want to use it to explain to us. Under this form, we have different form builder that help us build our form. Form that you are seeing on website are built by some plugins. So the one you are using is what we tick here that Elementor should read. But let me tick everything to explain some things for us. Next. Let's activate. This is a template from the essential add-on of Elementor. Let's next it. All this one you don't need them now. Finalize. Finish. You can see everything that we are showing here. Let me come back up. Let me come back up. Close this. Close this. Close this. We can see everything we have: basics, pro, general site, WooCommerce, and WordPress. Now let's come back to settings. Okay, we have done the settings under the something. If you are not seeing it yet, just leave it because we have done it the other time when we run through the setup wizard of this essential add-on. Now come back to this essential add-on on its own. No, this is plugins on its own that have its own settings. I just want to explain some things. Come to extension. Okay, all these things are ticked. Make sure that all these components are ticked. Element also, make sure that all the components that are free are ticked. If they are not ticked, you will not be able to see them. So they are ticked already. Now save settings. Let's now come back here and reload and see what we are going to, what is going to be there now. It's reloading. Don't forget that there's nothing in our site now. Our site is still empty, looking horrible, not looking good at all. Let's come back. This thing is loading. Let's allow it to finish its own loading. Now it has finished loading. Let's close all this thing again. You can now see that before this WordPress we have essential add-on. That is the plugin we install. So essential add-on. So all these things that are here also, we can use them to build our website. So every element we use are this. When you add a new plugin, you come to, I will still say, you come to under Elementor settings, you click on plus, and if it is not there, you will have done the settings before it is here. That is the settings we did the other time. If we don't do that setting, we have to redo it before it can show here. So again, you will discover that here before we have these two things, plus and this. It was after we installed the essential add-on that this template is also added to it. So all these things also are used to build our website. You will see pro, you will see free that you can use. If I should come to, let me click on starter starter are free template. Let me just click on this starter. I want to install one starter. Okay, let me download this one. Should I log in, or I should be explaining that later? I don't want to log in now. If I should log into my account and download this plugin, I can use it as a page on this site. If I should download it, I can use it as a page on this site. So everything under here is what we are using to build our website. And all these elements that you are seeing, you cannot bring them here anyhow. You see that it's not coming, except in two ways. What are the two ways? One, you look for the one you are looking for, then you drag it inside this box. You can see it's showing an image element, the one that I click on. Or if you don't want to do it like that, you click on this plus, add new section. So this section is what we unlock this element to be useful here. If I don't click on this section, I drag it here, it will create a section for himself. But if I should click on this section, I can set it. How did I want it to look? 3, 1, 2, 5, 4, the one I like. Click on the one you want, it will bring it here. You can see that the other time we drag it, it brings it to the top. It means that the section has unlocked only this space for us to build anything you want to build inside. And that is not the only place it can unlock. It can unlock as many as everything you want to build. Now if I want to add any element inside it, you click on this plus, then you drag the element you want to add. Look for the element, essential add-on. Let me look for fancy text, drag it inside. You can see what is showing now. This is how the text will look. Under here, content, it will show you the component of that element you are dragging. Now under fancy text, what is the preface text? I can set training. You can see that is the fancy text. First strip, that is the first word it will show. Okay, let me say, we are here to train you in colon. The first word that it will be coming out will be web designing, website designing. Second stripe will be graphics design, or let me say video editing. Third one will be video animation. If I want to add more, I can add. Fourth one will be soap making. And what will now be the word after the preface? Soap making full stop. Word after the preface will be join us today. You can see how this thing is showing. That is how it will be showing. Fancy text settings. Which settings did I have to use? You know, this one they said is pro version. Only available in pro version of the essential add-on. No, I said the other time that all those plugins are free, they have pro. Animation type. Which animation type? Typing, fade, fade up, fade down. Let me click on fade down. You will see what it's showing. You can see it's changing. Bounce. Let it finish. Bar. That is one. You can see This is where you start building your website. Delay, how did I want it to delay? So each element has their own settings, but this is where you will do the settings. I believe somebody has gained one thing now. Each element has their own settings. Now, after you have done that, how do we style our settings? Don't forget, from the introduction we talked about CSS. That CSS has been built inside the style. When you come to style, this is where you will do your settings. The CSS deals with color, font style, font type, like that. When you come to preface text color, what is the color of the preface text? Come to the color here, pick the color of your website, color you are using. I said don't let it be color riot. You know, when you want to build your website, you must know about color. And before we continue, let me chip in this. Before starting building website, after knowing your goal, there's one thing you need to do, which is you need to have a sketch of your website. You know, website building is also like somebody that want to build a house. They will have what we call building plan. That building plan is what will help those that will build your house to know the structure of that house. You know, not that people cannot build a house without building plan. They can build it, but what if they have started building it and they get to a stage you are like, this thing should not look like this, let's change it. It is correctable, but one, you will spend more money. Two, you will spend more time than the expected time. But if all these things has been done in the building plan before approving it for building, that will have saved a lot of time. Same also appear to website. Before building a website, have a sketch. This is what we want to build. This is how the website will look. This is the content that will be here. This is the information that will be here. Don't worry, by the time we are going to the second part, which is building a few websites, I will show you the website we are building, then the building plan. Let me say the building plan, which is the sketch for it. Then we will go for building. If you are not good at using design software that are used for design, like CorelDRAW, Microsoft Word, Photoshop, like that, you can do it using your crayon and your pen inside the paper. Sketch it, look at it. Is it okay like this? If I take this to the wall, will it make meaningful with the color? Color it with the color you want to use. Don't let your website just be color riot. Have a color you want to use. Try to check different websites. You will see that they are colorless and the color are meaningful. Different websites, if they were using red and black, you will see the way they use the red and black. If they were using orange, they will see the way they use orange. If they want to use black and other color, black and lemon, you will see the way to use it. So your website must not be color riot. If it is color riot, it won't catch the attention of people too much. So those are the things you need to consider. But because we have not get to building full website, that's why I won't show you any building structure that we want to use. Now, that is that, by the way. If I should update this thing, and let's come back to our blog and refresh here, you will see that you can see now we are here to train you in. You can see what it's showing. That is what we type here. Don't mind the arrow that is here. That arrow will not be there at the front end, as you can see, and don't mind this box. It will not be there at the front end. This one are only meant for you that is developing it to help you so that you can develop it. You can see it is what is here that will be displaying. What if, and now, what if I want to give it a color background to make it okay? How will I do it? All what you just have to do is click on this edit section at the top. Click on it here. If You can actually have image as background and also text and also box color as background. Just click on this place. When you click on it, you will come to the advanced type or style type, depending on the way they program it, because they program it differently. But what you will look for is the same thing. If it is under advanced, you still see the same thing. If it is under style, you still see the same thing. If it is this inner section you want to edit, where we type all these things, you come to this arrow here, edit fancy text. You click on it, you can see that the text here has changed. If you click on this one, it will show edit section, you can see. But if you click on this, it will show edit fancy text, because edit fancy text is the element we put inside. But now we want to edit the whole section, the whole box that we insert, which is this one, section, edit section. Then come to under style or other advanced and look for background. So under that background, click on this classic. If you want to use text, if you want to use color or one image as background, click on it and come to color and drag the color. You can see update. Let me come back here and refresh. You can see now that that place is having background. But assuming I want to use image, instead of using this color here, just come to where image is, click on choose image, come to upload image. You see here is where all your image you are uploading will be when you are building your website. This is your image library. If you want to upload new one, come to upload file, select the file and click on the file and open. You can see, but because I have already uploaded before, I will have to delete one, because this one will not update it. If you are uploading the same image 100 times, it will be storing on this place. Now insert the image as background. You can see now that the image is at the background, but it's not showing fully. We have to do some settings. Firstly, under this image, come to position, fix it to center. Attachment. The attachment is in two ways. Did I want it to be scrolling down, so that by the time they were scrolling on this page, the image will just be static, but the wall will be scrolling. I will show you. Or do I want it to be fixed, in the sense that it will be fixed with the image, the image and the text will be going at the same time. I will also show you. Come to repeat and click on no repeat. Don't let the image repeat. Under size and click on cover. Now how will I make it big? That is where we are going. There's one thing we call in Word they call it alignment. Give that work 1% alignment, but on that website we call it padding. Padding is giving your box or your text space between each other. Space. The space between the top and the down text is what we call padding. No, we are rather we are going to give this one padding so that it can show all the image. How do we give it padding? We have two padding. When it comes to editing with our page builder, we have a padding for section and we have a padding for subsection. The subsection aspect is everything you are putting inside the section. You can see that we are having a box inside this image. This is our subsection, which is the column. The subsection is the column. Let me put it like that. The section is the section on the, so you can see this one say edit section, this one say edit column. This column is where our fancy text is. Now to make the image full, we are going to give the column, which is the subsection, padding. All what you just need to do is come to this edit column. and click on advanced. You will see margin and padding. Now untick this link, come to the top and write any number. You can see now that there's space, that is 100. Come to the bottom and put any number. Let me use 130. You can see that the image is beginning to show and the text is at the middle. So as I was saying, this is how our website will look like. You can see it at the front end, but the color is not showing. What you just have to do is click on this edit fancy text and go to your style, then change the color to what people will see so that the color will be visible. Then come to fancy text style, which we have not done the other time. Fancy text style, color section, and come to this color section. You can decide to give it color like this. You can decide to use this color depending on your choice. This one is the, as you click here, you can see. So this is where you begin to make your design. You can see. Now let's go to the surface color, which is this color. You can see update. So inside this same section, you can insert another subsection. What you just have to do is come to the element. You can see inner section. This inner section is 2 by 2 section. Assume after this test, I want you to be showing two different images side by side. Drag this one inside, not outside this box again. Inside here, drag it. You will see an arrow. You will see a line like blue at the bottom, a line like blue at the top. If you want it to be at the top, at the bottom, drag it there. You can see now it's bringing this. Then come here under this one, drag image. You can drag this image or search for image. If you have installed different plugins that has different fancy image that you can use, you can drag them. There are some that also has fancy image that will be displaying. You can drag them there. These image carrows are image that will just be going straight. The image will just be going. It may be from left to right or from right to left. Let me drag this image first. Then come here, choose the image, insert. You can see that the more this we are adding text that is making the section to be bigger, the more the image is now displaying higher. But if you don't want to add too much of information, the text should not be that bigger. If we are having too much of information in a particular section, that is when the image should be allowed to be more bigger. Because if the image is just bigger and we are not having too much of text, that will not make the website to look so nice. Now we have added this image. Under this second one, let's add another image. Let's add image button, or let me search for call to action. Okay, this is call to action. Add it. What does call to action means? It means that people will read is it either text or call or image. Let's click background image. Okay, people will read the text and see the image. By the time they are clicking on this button, it will take them to another place. Let's assume start your journey to success now. That is the word here. Success is real only for those that can acquire its knowledge. Now that is the, so we can see that under this same sidebar, and under the same content, what it's showing here now is different from what we are seeing when we are editing the fancy text. So now, alignment, is it center, right, or left? Anyone? Let's put it to center. Subtitle, do we want to use subtitle or no or not? I don't think that one is necessary. You don't need it. Remove. Now after you have done everything here, you are still looking for one thing, which is your content style. So all these things will depend on the plugin you are using. That's what you'll be seeing different things. So I won't just be talking much about that, but just for you to understand page builder, that's why we are talking, or that's why I'm saying all these things rather. Now button, register now. Now under this register now, we are editing website on rsacademy.com. Now which link should this site link them to? holistictechnology.com .ng. What should be the image? Which image did I want to use at the back? Let me come here and pick an image. Let's go and search for that image. I don't want image. Okay, don't let me go for that image. Let me use this one and I will tell us something. Okay, so you can see that is the image that has been at the back. I don't just want to use that image so that you will know that when you use a light image here, it can also be dark. You can see the way it's showing it. Now after you have got everything here, you will just go to your style to stylize everything. Content maximum width, the more you are adjusting, the more it will be correcting. You can see it. That is that on that. Border radius, you that want it to have border, you can see like the middle that there is border inside. Don't look at this blue arrow, that is not our work. Now it is just the frame for our work. It is the one inside that it will look like. This one also. Now color and typographical and typography, come here and do the settings. Under typography, that is where you will change your default font like that, size and everything you want to use. Under color also. So all these things, use this to do more practical. Body, top to bottom. So you can see that is the effect on the button. As you can see here, effect. Now text color of the button should be black, red, and the button color should be something like blue. That's what I felt to use. So that is that on all these. After you have done that, just refresh. You will see what your site will look like. Now this is how we continue to build the website, as we are saying. Now let's come down. You can add another section. You just click on this, then click on anyone you want. It has been added. Come to this place also, add anything you want to be there. Button, this is button. If I want to add video, you add video. You can see if I want to use YouTube video, come to source YouTube video, then you go and copy the link of that YouTube video. Let me come here and search for one of the YouTube video and just include the link. You can see this is Elementor video anyway. Then come to YouTube, go to where the video is. This is the link of the video I want to copy at the top. come here and paste the link. So it will upload it with YouTube so that it can show the video. This is how people post video on their website. It is not advisable to post video directly to your media. Yeah, it will consume enough of your space. You can see happy married life Obuabuch. This is the video here. Happy married life Obuabuch. So people can watch this video directly from your website. You can see that is the video it's showing. You can watch it directly from your website, upload it, update it, and come back here. After it has successfully updated, this thing is playing. I don't want it to play, sorry. It has successfully uploaded. Let's come back here and search. We can see that everything we are still building, it look good. As we are building, it look good. And you can see under here, the space here is not okay. You can see there are not enough space from here. People can click on this and watch directly. It will play directly from your website. You can see that is playing from that website. But the spaces is not that enough. What should I have to do? Just come to your section, click on section, advanced, untick this link, and under margin 100, then update. I'm just saying 100 just for you to understand. You give it space according to your design, according to the way you are looking at it. You can see we now have enough of space at the top. You can see that's how I want my website to look. So we have designed it on the desktop format. If you check this thing you are designing on the mobile phone, it won't look good at all. Let's do something. Let's minimize this thing. How do you check it on the mobile phone? How do you check it? Just come back to this Elementor. Let's minimize it. Come to all these things that are this down here. Click on responsive mode. You will see we have tablet and mobile. Now click on tablet. So this is how your website will look like on tablet. You can see that some things have changed. On mobile, this is how your website will look like on mobile. You can now see that the image is at the top of each other. This is how it will look on mobile. Let me do one thing. I want it to scatter, because so many times by the time we are designing websites, we just design it using web format. Let's come to this text here. Assuming, okay, let's add another thing. Let's add this at the bottom here and just write, you are always welcome all the time. Now alignment center. Come to style. Come to style. So let's change the color. Let's change the color. Under typography, let's increase the size. Let's increase the size. That this is what we want it to be. Just want it to be bigger. Let's increase the size like that. Come to advanced. Under padding, let's give it 30, 40, 40. That is that under padding. Now we have give it 40, 40. This is how it will load on the desktop. Now come back to this responsive mode. Check the tablet. You can see this is how it will load. Come to mobile. This is how it will load. You can see that it is bigger and there's no space at the left and right. It is bigger. So what do? You come to tablet. As you are doing the settings, when you come to typographical, as you are doing the settings under desktop here, increasing the size, you come to under this small arrow, click on it, you change it to desktop, to tablet, change the size. You can see you change the size, you change it also to mobile. You come here, you change the size. That is what we call site responsiveness. You come to this one also, this one that we have done. Under the typing, you change the size. Where is the text? The text, okay. This is it here, the typographical. You come to under this, all these typographical, you change the size. That is how you will be doing for everything you are creating on your website. You can see that the space from top and bottom is too much. You come back to this your section. We use desktop. You can see that under desktop the margin is 150, under tablet the margin is 0. Untick this and give it a margin 60, bottom 60. You come to tablet, to mobile also, untick these things again, then give it a margin 50, depending on your choice. Click on update. So this is how it should be. Same thing to our menu, but because we have not talked much on menu settings, we have not talked much on how to design menu, so that's why this one also look like this. That's why it look like this. Normally our menu should not be look like this. There is a way menu look on mobile. There's a way it should look on mobile, but because of the theme we are using, we are going to design our menu. We are going to design our menu. So that is that on how to use page builder to build our website. So the more you are adding, the more you begin to build. So every other thing you need to be doing here is just design on your own creativity aspect. These are the things you need to know. So every other thing is the creativity aspect of how you can design what you want to design. That is every other thing. Let me quickly do one thing. After you have complete everything, just come to this arrow and click on exit to dashboard. Go to the second page also, do the same thing and design it. Now let me talk about how to design menu. How to design our menu depending on the theme you are using. Based on this theme I'm using Elementor theme created by Elementor. So if I want to design my menu, I will have to use Elementor header and footer plugin to design my menu. But if I'm using any other theme like Astra, all what you just have to do is come to appearance, click on customize. From this customized aspect, you will see some settings that you will need to do, like site identity. Under this site identity, that's where this blog is. Write your name, the bloggers. You can see, that's why I said we should leave it when we are installing WordPress the other time. Your tag, bringing knowledge to the seekers. Now this site icon is what will be showing where this WordPress is. If you have site icon, like you can see under YouTube, you can see site icon. Under Google, you can see site icon. All you just have to do is select site icon, upload the site icon you want to use. Let me click on this, select. Now adjust it to what you want it to be, crop it. You can see that this thing is now changing at the top from WordPress to this thing. Then publish. Site logo, if I should have logo, click on this, the logo you have designed, select. This is my logo. You can crop it, and if you don't want to crop, skip copy. but he will bring it for you based on the assumption that logo should not be more than this. Crop. You can see it's loading. It will display my logo. You can see this is now my logo. Publish. Because I'm using Elementor theme, that's why it's not fine like this. But if you are not using Elementor themes, you will see all these things under here, and you will see more settings under here. But this theme I'm using expect me to use their theme, their header and footer builder to build my menu and my footer. The footer is the downstairs. The what is at the down, all the information you will see at the down of every website is the footer. So how will I use that? Come to plugin and add new. That's for those that are using Elementor plugin, Elementor theme, the theme I use. Search for Elementor, then come to Elementor header and footer blog template. Activate it, install it and activate it. We don't need this one again. Now after you have installed and activate it, you create your menu. As number one thing, you have created the menu. Then come to appearance, click on header and footer. Let's refresh this one and see the way it looks like. Now add new. Header. Type of template. Here select header template. Where do you want it to show? Entire website. User role. All people should see it. The template. Elementor full width. Then publish. You can see the way this site is showing now. It has a logo, but because I have published header, foot and header, and I have commanded to show on entire site. If I should view my website again now, I have not reloaded this one. If I should view this one again, you can see that I am not having header here again, because I have instructed it that you should use this template I want to build, then edit with Elementor. If I should refresh this one also, this is what it should be showing now. You can see it. That is what my header is. So anything I build inside this template, edit with Elementor, anything I build inside it will be what my headers will be showing. That is what my headers will be showing. Let me just load it for you. Now this is what you will see. Then all what you just have to do is the same thing you are seeing when you are building your page, that you are still seeing when you are building your header. It's because it's the same Elementor. Click here. How did I want the header to look like? Let me click on this this format. Now come here and search for menu. Then just click on let me use this one. This is my main menu. If I want to use logo, I can just drag image here. If I want it to be at the left, click on it, then click on this or click on this inside. That will be my image. I want it to be small, just drag this arrow here like this, because I want the image to be small. Depending on your image, the menu should not be bigger like this. Then under this menu, click on this arrow here, vertical, middle, horizontal settings, horizontal center rather. So let me drag this one because I don't need that place. So now that I have added this, update, let me come back here and refresh. don't mind him. You can see this is now going to be my menu. This is how my menu will look like. We have enough of space here. That is what I built. You know, we have space here also. How do you correct? That is your design. That is using design. Text color should be this. Over text is text that will be showing when they are just navigating through all these things. What will be my over text? Red. You can see that is the color showing. Active color will be the color that will show on the particular page that they were loading. That will be the color. Now drop down menu. Drop down is everything that are here. You know, you usually have white and blue. You can change it. Color of drop down rather. You can see that the color has changed. Over text of drop down. You can see that the over text has changed. Background of drop down. Background color of over. Background color of drop down. You can see everything has changed. That's how to design it. Now come here, tablet. How does it look like? This is how it will look like now. On mobile, this is how it will look like, but on mobile it is bigger. You can see on desktop, that's what I'm trying to explain the other time. It look good as we want, but on mobile it is bigger. On mobile it is bigger. It is bigger on mobile. So what do? Just come to your mobile and begin to adjust all these three columns you have inside your row. Click on this first column, like here, edit column. Click on it, change this number to like 30. So all these three are 100. You have to separate them. You have to divide. You have to reduce them. This one is 30. This one, reduce it to like 50. You can see this one, reduce it to like 30, like 20. So this is how it will look like now on mobile. So that is how to use Page Builder to build your website, and that is where we'll be stopping for now. Try to refresh everything we have discussed about. From the next class, we'll be talking about full website, which is building a full blog. Thank you all. God bless you.